Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to achieve a higher TPS, which is turns per second. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to talk about three main parts. The first one will be algorithms, second one will be pauses, and how to reduce those pauses, and then the third one will be how to use your finger tricks efficiently. So there will be timestamps in the description and also chapters in the video outline, and you can click wherever you want to watch that specific part. But I highly suggest that you stay with me through the whole duration of the video because I think this video will help you a lot. So let's get right into the algorithms. So for algorithms, there are two main tips that I really want to talk to you guys about. The first one is, for example, if you have a case that you see an algorithm, for example, on a website, for example, cubeskills.com, but wait, is it cubeskills.com? You get the idea, like a website for algorithms. And you see an algorithm, for example, this algorithm, that you can't really do a lot of finger tricks. And by the way, this is my first algorithm that I learned for the UB per mouse. And this just doesn't feel really fast to me. And how do I achieve that? Well, first thing is, because I am right-handed, turning lefty like this with my left hand is really hard for me. So what I'm going to do, this is really important. Basically, it's sort of switching to the backside and doing everything the opposite R turns. So for example, this will be the R3 algorithm, like this one. And I think that is way faster because I'm using my right hand. And on the other hand, if you're lefty and you see a case like this, you can switch to this case, this side, and then do the opposite algorithm, like that. And that will improve your speed a lot. Trust me, try it out. And then the second tip will be if you have something like, and then right now I need to do this, as in like do this back down again. Because that doesn't feel really nice, you can just add R3s or U3s or D3s anywhere you want and see if it is faster for you. For example, like that. And then, for example, this is basically to reduce the time you need to regrip between algorithms. And for example, you can also learn some algorithms for different cases. For example, for the UB perm, if I get the case like this, I will do this algorithm. Then, if I get the case like this, then I will do this algorithm. And then at last, if I get the case like this, then I'm going to do the super fast but swag algorithm. So that is basically try to have a desired algorithm for every rotation or every sort of case. Like rotate a case. That way you don't need to rotate a lot of times before executing an algorithm. Next, let's move on to the pauses. So for the pauses part, here's what I got to say. Basically, film yourself solving the cube. I know this might sound extremely dumb right now to you, and probably to most of you, because when I thought of this myself, it did sound really dumb. So what I'm going to do is basically record myself solving a case, a cube, and because when you're solving, your mind is constantly trying to figure out what to do next. that you're not realizing how much you're actually pausing. For example, if you're watching me right now, you can see that I'm pausing a lot between cross and F2L. For example, I'm going to do like a demonstration sort of solve, I guess, right after this. But, for example, I'm pausing a lot like right here, trying to find the next pair. So that is where you have to aim for when you're looking at your videos. And when you're looking at your videos, after you got a case, after you got like a brief sort of understanding of what your weaknesses are, then just practice that section over and over again. For example, I'm just going to make a random cross like this, and then do F2L as fast as I possibly can. So here's an example of that. Oh god. Alright, that is a pretty decent F2L, I guess. So that is what you want to do when you're actually doing this. So here is an example of how I would actually perform this procedure. 15 seconds of inspection. All right. Alright, so that solve took about 20 or so seconds, I'd say. I paused a lot while looking back at that solve when I am doing my cross because I didn't plan out the whole cross while I'm doing inspection. And here's also the thing. How do you eliminate your pauses? Well, the first thing that you could do to eliminate most of your pauses is to practice slowly. It's sort of like something that everybody says and just makes you extremely angry. For example, when I'm practicing an instrument, my dad or all my teachers would say that, and it's just very frustrating. But for cubing, you should practice about 2 to 3 solves between each practice session, slowly. But here's the thing, slowly, but do not pause. For example, here is an example of me doing that. Basically, solve the cube very slowly and surely, and you are going to see a lot of difference. And you can just increase your speed every time you solve, and when you finish like 200 solves like that, your TPS is going to be insane. You're never going to pause anymore if you are doing what I said correctly. So yeah, that is about it for the pauses section, and I'll see you guys now in the finger tricks section. Alrighty, so now moving on to the third part, finger tricks. How do we do finger tricks? Well, finger tricks is pretty easy. I will put a card right here, linking to the finger tricks videos that I said about 9 finger tricks that every single cuber should know and possibly know. So, when you're doing an algorithm, for example, when I'm training an algorithm, this is the RUS perm. When I'm doing that algorithm, what I'm thinking of is which grip do I start with? If I started with the regular grip, my hand is going to be extremely weird and won't have a lot of good finger tricks. Like you have to do wrist turns like that, which is going to be extremely bad. So, what if I start like this? Let's see this. Well, not particularly good, but not particularly bad. Now, what if I move on to this? Well, I have to regrip this time, and I didn't even do the correct algorithm. Basically, now I move on to this grip, and this grip is the best because I can do the whole algorithm very smoothly without regripping. And that is what you want to look at when you're doing your algorithms. And now for the finger tricks, you want to practice the algorithm extremely slowly with all of your finger tricks intended. And try to speed up the process. It's sort of like playing an instrument and you're trying to figure out all of the notes first, and then you add the dynamics and speed it up to the point that it's under 1 second or 2 seconds. So here is briefly what I did for my U-perm. Now, first I started practicing like this. And trust me, I did do something like this when I was first practicing. And you don't need to wait. Well, you don't need to worry about your finger tricks at the start. Just do the algorithm and see if you can do the algorithm. And then, when you know sort of the brief sort of algorithm and what moves you need to move, then you can add in all your finger tricks. For example, like this. I will add this index finger push here. I'll add this index finger push here. And then I'll add this. And then when you speed it up, do it 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, 40 times. And then now you will find either you have lockups or you are very fluent. If you have lockups, then try to turn more accurately or change an algorithm. Maybe the algorithm is just not suitable for you. For example, I had a lot of S-perm, S-move lockups like this, which is really bad, but when you practice it more and more, your fingers sort of get used to it, and now I can execute the algorithm extremely fast. So yeah, that is about it for this video. I hope you learned a lot, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember to subscribe and like this video, and bye!